Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the last episode of season 1 of Books and Booze, where the Lushes interview indie authors and have them read a little bit from their work. I'm going to pass it off to Dawn so that she can introduce this week's author.
Hey everyone, welcome back for our last episode for this season. And I want to introduce Jennifer Saviano and her novel. And tell us a little bit about yourself first. Where are you from? How long you've been writing? If you want to give me your social security number, I would be totally cool with that too.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm from New York, Long Island specifically. I've written, it's been my escape probably my entire life. So I've always enjoyed writing. I moved down to North Carolina in 2008. Finally published my first book during the lockdown. And just been writing ever since, trying to get these books out.
Nice.
Therapeutic.
And what is the novel that you're going to be reading today?
It's Savior, book 1. It's an MC series.
Oh, Motorcycle. Yes, we love motorcycle clubs.
I didn't realize this whole motorcycle thing was so big that it needed like MC, you know,
the whole genre.
I didn't know.
It's its own trope.
Amazon really needs to add a section for MC because there's a lot.
There's a lot. Like Mafia has their own. Why doesn't MC?
Exactly. Yes, I agree. It's just as big.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that book, like the premise of it?
Sure. Savior is about a group of bikers. Their mission is to rescue women and children from domestic violence situations. The story starts with the main character, Dean. He's kind of at rock bottom in his life, having just, lost his marriage, about to be kicked out of his MC. Like, he's just really going through it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The female main character, Vana, she is just getting out of a domestic violence situation herself. And she ends up meeting Dean through some unique circumstances. If you want me to get into that, I will. If that's considered spoilers, I won't. I don't know how you guys do on your show with that.
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Whatever you want to give away.
Vana, which makes my story kind of unique to the genre, she's a witch, but it's not paranormal. I'm a witch in real life. So is Vana.
Like Wicca.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the reader kind of gets to decide, like, is this magic or is this just coincidence? So the things that happen could go either way throughout the entire story.
Nice.
Oh, that's like a nice additional layer.
Oh, there's lots of layers. Yeah. I had a lot of fun writing this.
Feel it.
Can't wait to hear it.
All right, Sonia, you want to give the drink words for today?
Yes, I have. Correct me if they're wrong, but I got them for the email. So Viper, Axel, Viking, Cherry, MC.
Yes.
Yeah, great.
All right, and we're going to mute our mics when you read, so you don't hear us slurping.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
do you want me to read now?
Yeah, whenever
Are you ready?
Let me find it.
You're like, oh no.
Take your time. Take your time. We're here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I figured I'd just start at chapter 1, nothing too risque. But it gives you like the gist of what this story is about, like the essence.
Okay.
So I figured that's a safe bet.
All right.
Okay.
It's great.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready whenever you are.
Okay. So Dean, chapter 1, 3 years before collision. The MC patch on my leather cut says I'm a savior. One might think that word implies we're men of God. Some of us are. Some of us are simply trying to atone for sins of our own, buying our way into heaven, if there even is a heaven. I'm haunted by the things I've seen, things that often make me doubt the existence of a God or heaven altogether. Heaven might only be what we manage to find within fleeting moments of happiness, if we're lucky. I had it once, happiness, that is, or so I thought at the time. Gave that whole settling down thing a shot when I came back to town and joined my late uncle's MC. I thought I could try to put the darkness behind me, carve some kind of semblance of a normal life out for myself. It wasn't in the cards for me, I suppose. My little piece of heaven quickly turned into hell when she ripped everything away from me. Everything. Happiness often lacks the stamina misery has. It doesn't seem to last very long. It'll slip right through your fingers. But hell will grab a hold of you. Hell exists. It exists all around us in all different forms. Hell isn't particular about what form it takes either. You could find it anywhere. Within a beautiful home with manicured lawns and a picture-perfect neighborhood. You can find it hiding behind the eyes of the beautiful, dutiful wife living inside it. And you can find it just the same in dark, dank rooms with filthy crimson-stained mattresses on cement floors, handcuffs hanging from rusty metal bed frames below tiny barred windows. There are many hells on earth, and the devils are among us. They live within the cold hearts of men who far too long go unpunished for their crimes against the innocent. Life has taught me that the law doesn't guarantee justice, and that's why I'm here, to pick up some of the slack. Tonight I sit atop my motorcycle in the shadows of a large oak tree overhanging the street. The thick branches and foliage block out the glow of the streetlights in this affluent little neighborhood. It's a chilly night for early spring, but I'm wearing my leather jacket, my second skin, over my cut, so I'm fine. Even if I wasn't fine, I'm not going anywhere until this job is done. This mission, this little ember of what's left of the dwindling fire inside keeping me alive. I lift the binoculars to my eyes once more. Vipers in the black van, parked across the street from the woman's house. I'm back up this time, in case the asshole decides to come home early and throw a wrench into proceedings. It happens. Can't count on things to go smoothly. More times than not, there's an issue. People aren't always predictable, especially women. Especially women under duress, like this one tonight. We've tried to rescue her several times, but each time she's backed out at the last moment. Sadly, that's common. Some never reach their breaking point. For others, it's even worse than that. I've seen it far too often. Axel is a few blocks away, watching for the prick's Mercedes-Benz. He'll shoot me a heads up via text if he spots him. I'll stop him if he does. Pull out in front of him. If he wants to get violent, all the better. I love that shit. I live for it now. My fists are each itching to connect with someone's face. Even better if that face belongs to a woman-beating sack of shit. The sound their noses make when they break is rather soothing also. I enjoy it, maybe a lot more than I should. But for her sake, I hope the bastard doesn't show. It'll be less stressful on her to escape without his interference. Viper flashes me the brake lights twice. That means he sees her. She's actually coming out this time. I shift my focus back to the driveway, hoping to see her with a bag or two, hurrying to the van. Once inside, Viper will transport her to a safe house. We don't own any yet. We work with organizations that run shelters for domestic abuse victims and their children. Not only do we assist on occasion with helping victims get out, we also provide free security to the safe houses as well. That's why we're called the Saviors MC. We save people, women and children. We also run fundraisers to raise money for the shelters and organizations that work with us to help make this shit happen. But this part and the security, we don't advertise to the public. It's kept secret for the victim's safety and privacy. One of our set in stone MC rules. I don't break that one. I barely hear Viper start the van, but it means he sees her coming towards him. That's good. I silently hope she chooses freedom this time. Some of the women make it to the end of the driveway, hesitate, then run back to the house. She's done this before, and there ain't anything we can do about it. Come on, baby. You deserve better than this life. Go with Viper. You can do this. I see her. She's speed walking with a backpack and a bag, hurrying down the driveway. So far, so good. Though I notice she's got an arm in a sling this time. Fucking piece of shit fiance. I hope she kept the ring so she can hock it. She only hesitates this time to look both ways before she darts across the street to Viper. The side door of the van opens as she approaches and jumps inside. We have her. She's safe now. The door slams and Viper hits the gas. I watch the van speed off. No time to hesitate once we have them. It's for the best. I watch him take the first left and disappear down a neighborhood side street. Fucking aces. Tucking the binoculars back in the saddlebag on my bike, my cell phone chimes. It's Axel with the heads up. Dirtbag just passed him en route to me now. 5 minutes max. Axel is following him. I was supposed to take off when the van did, but I wait, glancing around the neighboring houses. Doesn't appear that anyone has noticed me here yet. I keep waiting. My cell rings this time. It's Viper. I only answer in case he's encountered a problem with the woman, but I already know why he's calling. He doesn't see me in his mirrors. He's calling to remind me about another MC mission rule. A rule I break whenever I can, every chance I get. Old habits die hard, and like I said, I'm here to pick up the slack where the law falls short of true justice. What are you doing? Viper asks. His tone betrays the fact he already has a solid idea. I clear my throat. We both know what is about to go down. Dean, come on, man. It ain't worth the risk, he pushes. I know he doesn't want to say anything specific in case the woman hears him. The law let him walk. I won't. He broke her arm. For that, I'll break both his legs. Fuck. Viper hangs up on me. I slip the cell phone back in my pocket and wait some more. Shitbags Benz blows by me and turns into the driveway a few houses up where we snatched the woman and speared her away to safety only minutes ago. A moment later, Axel's bike pulls up alongside me. He shuts it down and looks at me, but I stare straight ahead towards the house up the street. Dean, man, we gotta go, he pushes. Protocol, remember? You told me it's always important to stick to the plan. I glance over at him. Axel is a good kid. Just started prospecting for us. He's looking at me through his black helmet with worry in his young blue eyes. Can't help but smile back at him. He gives a shit about me, looks up to me. I actually saved him myself a few years ago, him and his mother, same fucked up situation. I was stationed at their safe house for a while too, got to know him. He took a liking to me, to the bikes, to the cause, joined up with us as soon as he was old enough to get his own bike. Now he does these missions with us as a lookout for the time being. He's got a few years before we can patch him in as a full member of the MC. I vouched for him when I still had pull within our MC. Before my uncle, the founder, passed away. Before I was demoted from sergeant at arms to just a patched member. I'm glad I was able to do that for him, though. I'm proud of Axel. If I had a son, I'd want him to be just like Axel. Bro, come on, he urges me. We got her. He can't get her now. She's safe. All right, I sigh. I'm not going to let Axel down. He's one of the few threads that still hold me together. We fire up our Harleys and take off. Tonight, the scumbag narrowly escapes the beating of his life. Back at the Twisted Throttle, I down a double shot of Jack at the bar, savoring the burn as it slides down my throat, the warmth it creates in the pit of my stomach. One look at Cherry, my vibrantly red-headed barmaid, and she pours me another. I tank that one too. She looks concerned. I know she is. Cherry is a good girl. She's Axel's babe. But I don't want to hear it tonight. I avert my eyes to the mirror behind the back bar counter, behind the shelves of liquor, staring to my own dark, dead fucking eyes. I don't even recognize myself anymore. I slide the shot glass to Cherry again, across the smooth, polished mahogany wood bar counter. Instead of pouring me another shot, she grabs a glass and opens a can of Coke, pouring it over the crackling ice, then slides it back to me. Come on, Cherry, I mutter. No, Dean, that's enough, she tells me firmly, but I can hear the undertone in her voice. Sadness. Fucking pity. I hate it. Reaching over the bar, I grab the bottle of Jack Daniels myself. She can keep the shot glass and the Coke on the rocks. The bottle is mine now. Literally, I own the bar, the attached clubhouse, the motorcycle repair shop across the lot. The deeds are all in my name, have been for a few years now. Dean, give it back, Cherry insists, though there's a sympathetic look in her pretty green eyes. I lift the bottle to her in mock salute and take a swig, like an asshole. She looks like she wants to cry. Fuck this. Can't take it. Pushing away from the bar, I get up, taking the bottle with me. I'll drink outside on the wooden bench by myself. I'm shit company anyway these days. Shoving the steel door open and stepping outside, I let it clang shut behind me. Forgot how chilly it was out here tonight. Unusual this time of year. No matter, though. Hopefully I won't feel anything soon. Not the cold, not the heartache, nothing. I settle down on the bench just outside the steel door of the roadhouse, against the brick wall, and let my gaze surf the sea of motorcycles, trucks, and a few cars in my lot. My patrons, why they love this hole in the wall, I don't know, but it pays the bills. Sometimes I'm grateful for it. Tonight, I don't care about anything. The steel door opens and clangs shut again. Viking, my bouncer, MC brother, and friend for years, steps outside, his huge body looming over me. He's called Viking because he looks like one, like somebody yanked him out of a historical docuseries about them and gave him a Harley-Davidson fat boy and a black leather savior's cut. You never guess he comes from a well-to-do family, or that his real name is Gunther Westergaard. He'll break your face, though, if you call him anything other than Viking. He clears his throat, but I don't look up. I know I'll see the same thing in his eyes. Cherry probably sent him out here anyway. I take a drink instead. Heard the mission went well tonight. Extraction went smoothly, according to Viper. Says the woman is safe and sound, Viking says. I nod. There's that. Viking lowers his hulking form down next to me. Can I get a swig? No. The fuck not, greedy dick. He elbows me in jest with his massive tattooed arm. You won't give it back, then I'll have to fight you for it. We both know how that'll end, he laughs. I'll knock your ass out. Now there's an idea. Promise, I mutter. He sighs. Bro, I get it. You don't. No one does or can. Lucinda is a... Don't fucking say her name, I snap. Don't mean to. It's an instant reflex to the pain. I take a breath and let it out slow, attempting to shove the pain back down. It's not working. I take another swig of Jack. The MC needs you. You gotta stop this shit, Dean. He's growing impatient with me, and not just about tonight. Cherry needs you inside in case somebody gets rowdy, I attempt to deflect. Cherry is on break, crying her eyes out. She asks me to come out here. Viking's tone is noticeably sharper. None of us want our women crying. She's one of ours, Savior's property. It's not as misogynistic as it sounds, just means she's under our protection. Nobody can mess with her. We all look out for our own. But I made her cry. And I feel like shit for it. I do, I swear. I just don't want to feel anything tonight. You have all of us, Dean. We love you, bro. Viking continues to push me. Fuck, no more. I lift the bottle and chug the alcohol into my system now. Viking jumps up and knocks the fucking bottle out of my fist with a hard swat of his giant hand. It shatters on the pavement beside me. I stare at the shards of glass and dark liquid spreading across the shadowed pavement. The fuck, Dean, he shouts at me. You trying to kill yourself? Death by fucking Jack, you asshole. That was alcohol abuse, I mutter, gesturing to the broken bottle on the pavement. I sit back against the bench again and wait for the alcohol to kick in. Didn't eat today. Shouldn't take too long. Maybe I should kick your fucking ass, he shouts again. I lift my arm and gesture with my hand for him to bring it on. Promises, promises. Nobody keeps them. Especially not Lucinda. Viking grabs me by the lapels of my leather jacket and hauls me to my feet, glaring in my face. He looks like he wants to punch me, so I grin back at him to egg him on, but he just shakes me, frustration etched across his expression. I guess I'm going to have to work for it. You're going to kill yourself if you keep this up, he shouts at me some more. Is that what you want? You want to die over that fucking twat Lucinda, you fucking asshole? I struggle to get out of his grip. The jack's finally kicking in. Figures, now that I might actually want to hit him. Ain't just about fucking Lucinda, I say, or try to say. Maybe it came out coherently, I don't know. Does it even matter anyway? Yeah, I know there's a bigger picture here, Dean. But you gotta move on. Life goes on, bro, Viking urges. You have other people counting on you. You're gonna lose this fucking MC. Do you want that? Lost everything else, I mutter. No, you didn't, Dean. You beat her in court. You keep everything. I shake my head, lost what mattered most. Maddie wasn't yours. Take solace in... I clock him in the face for saying it. True or not, that shit hurts too much. Ain't enough Jack in this entire fucking bar to numb that pain out. Viking slugs me in the gut and I want to puke. Knocks the fucking wind right out of me with one of his goddamn ham-sized fists. Fucker. Couldn't do me the damn favor and hit me in the fucking head. He holds me up while I'm keeled over, trying to fucking breathe. But I'm not done yet. He promised to knock me out. I'm through with broken promises. Throwing an elbow at him, I catch him sharply in the ribs. Stupid dick, he winces, releasing me as he takes a step back. I stagger to stand straight and square off with him. All I need is one good shot. I don't even care if they leave me in the dark fucking parking lot. Come on, asshole. I raise my fist as if I actually want to fight him. You couldn't kick my ass wasted. I taunt him. But he just folds his massive arms across his barrel of a chest and looks at me stoically. Come on! The sound of heels clicking hurriedly on the pavement towards us from the patio out back, down the lot, echoes behind Viking. Shit. It's fucking Cherry. She must have heard us shouting. I might still have time. Fight me, asshole, I yell at him again. You really going to do this in front of her? Viking looks at me, his disappointed expression irking the shit out of me. Cherry walks around him and I drop my fists in defeat. Fucking dick, I say to him, as she looks between the two of us, back and forth, but her watery eyes land on me. I look away from her and stare at Viking, resenting him for letting me down. This fucking alcohol isn't working fast enough. Fine, I mutter. I'm out of here. Pulling the keys to my motorcycle out of my pocket, I turn and walk towards the shop where I parked her. I'm confident that this will work. I'm almost at my last resort. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to ram my skull into the fucking brick wall of the Twisted Throttle Roadhouse. No, Cherry shrieks, throwing her petite little body against me, grabbing at me to stop my progression towards my motorcycle. You fucking prick, Viking scowls at me. You want to wrap yourself around a tree? Dean, you can't ride like this, Cherry cries. No, I can't. Viking better stop me. I don't look at him, though. I don't want him calling my bluff. I try to get past her gently. I don't want to hurt Cherry. Either Cherries. Great, there are two of her now. Maybe the end is near after all. Cherry, let me have the keys, I say. No, she shouts at me. I'm getting Axel. Fuck, don't get the kid. I glare at the Vikings. All you had to do was either let me fucking drink myself into oblivion or knock me the fuck out. You need to let Cherry go, Dean. Viking sounds pissed again. But I'm not going to use Cherry to get my way, so I let her go. I'm sorry, Cherry. I mean it, but I'm sure I still sound like an asshole regardless. The other motorcycles in the lot are spinning now. Fuck yes, it's almost over. For a time, anyway. I grin at Viking as my head reels. Looks like I don't need your fucking assistance after all. I sway on my feet, going down soon. Would have preferred to have been left the hell alone to pass out on the bench, but whatever. Maybe I can make it back to the bench. Cherry helps me, tucking herself under one of my arms as we head back in the direction of the roadhouse. I wasn't going to ride, I whisper to her, or I think I whisper, as we stagger back towards the bench by the front door of the Twisted Throttle. I'm an asshole, but I wouldn't actually do that. I just wanted him to hit me. She's crying. I'm such a prick. I'm sorry, I say again. Viking grabs the collar of the back of my leather jacket, hauling me back to my feet. I guess I fell. Didn't even notice. Aces. He tosses me at the bench and I land half sitting up, but mostly on my side, before I straighten myself out somewhat and he sits down next to me. I got it, Cherry, he sighs. Don't tell Axel. He doesn't need to come out here and see this. I'm still conscious enough to be relieved by that. I don't want Axel seeing me like this either. I hear the loud burst of noise from inside the bar, laughing and loud talking and rock music when Cherry opens the door to go back inside. Then the loud clang shut and it's quiet again for the moment. I let my head fall back against the back of the bench. You're a fucking prick, Viking mutters. I grumble in agreement. This shit needs to stop, Dean, he says again. Let me pass the fuck out in peace, please, I groan. What's it going to take to bring you back? Viking asks. I don't know the answer to that. There's a woman out there that needs you. I scoff. Nobody needs me. Lucinda even said I was useless. But the nagging thought of his last words haunt what remains of my consciousness as Jack pulls me into the dark oblivion I seek. That's chapter 1.
That was great. I'm out of drink.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I have 2 comments.
Okay.
First, I love the description of Viking. That was hilarious. And
He's a
two,
funny guy.
I love how it's through a perspective of a drunk person because I've been there. It's
Right.
like I thought I was whispering. I thought I was speaking so eloquently, and out comes like me yelling, going down.
Yeah.
You know, like so. I liked that perspective because in my head I think I'm all right.
Relatable.
So, relatable, exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
That was good. I could picture it. Like it was like I was there.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Thank you. I tried.
And now I'm like half drunk. So thank you for those great
Yeah, I
words.
figured those might be good words.
Got a few minutes. I'll be like scene 2.
She's like, I'm tired
If I start asking the same question multiple times, because I did that on an episode once when I got really drunk, just tell me to stop. It's okay. I'm not gonna take it personal.
It's all good.
So how long does it usually take you to finish a novel?
Oh God. I've been working on Savior probably on and off for up until I published it about 3 years. Book 2, I was moving along really quickly writing that one, but then my husband was in a really bad accident. He slammed head on with a pickup truck and the truck crushed him.
Oh,
So
no.
we
I'm so
spent
sorry.
about 3 months in the ICU, and then he had to go to a rehabilitation center. So that threw me off like completely. I couldn't write.
Which is normal,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, you would be shocked how many people were still like, so when's the book coming out? I'm like, I cannot even write. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like that's
Oh my God.
unfortunate.
So I would say
lives. Like
the way I write, at least a year, but it takes about a year.
That's a good pace, I think.
Is that for the first draft, or is that all the way through editing?
Maybe like a year and a half if we're gonna count like start to absolute finish as in published. Probably a year and a half.
nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, did you
faster
see?
than
Do
my
you
rate.
see how thick it is? It's 666 pages.
That's
Ooh,
that's
a
crazy.
good-
Yeah,
That's a big
it's a
boy.
thick one.
we like them thick, so that's all good.
I like them thick too.
And long, thick and long.
Yes,
We
it's
like
perfect.
3 fingers, right? That's the
Yeah.
Three fingers, yeah.
So what kind of research did you do before writing this series?
I had to do a lot into like the rules of MC, some law enforcement stuff. I mean, I do personal research in my own life as far as like witchcraft and practices of that sort goes, because I mean that's like my actual real life daily thing.
Yeah.
Some law stuff, castle doctrine in the state of North Carolina, things like that.
Yeah. Can you like define what MC is for, you know, the people that don't know?
MC is where the story is based around a motorcycle club, where you have that like that
That's what
brotherhood
the C
connection.
Yeah, it's Motorcycle Club.
Okay. No, see, I was like, I knew it was motorcycle something,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to seem weird, so I wasn't gonna ask. But club, yeah, just a
It could just
club.
be motorcycle.
Because you can't say gang or anything, so it's a club.
Yeah, Motorcycle Club.
Motorcycle club.
Like, yeah, it's a motorcycle club. Okay. Good to know.
That is, yeah.
We're
Yeah,
learning.
I mean, well, people use MC for main character also, so I can see
Yeah.
where it gets like confusing when you have like the whole list of like terminology there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And like FMC is female main character, right? And
Yeah.
then MMC is like male main character. So like, yeah, it can
Yeah.
be confusing.
yeah, totally. I get it.
Wait till female motorcycle clubs start coming out. Then it'll get even more confusing.
I actually
You have
have
no
one
idea
in
what's going
my
on.
third book, the one I'm writing now. There's a female MC in it.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did it come that you got like published? Like you said, you were writing your whole life. What kind of triggered that? Like, no, now I'm publishing a book.
I just decided to go for it. I can't have kids for like, you know, whatever fucking reasons the universe doesn't want me to procreate. But I wanted to make something that I could leave behind. So I was like, just publish something. So I did. And I'm a big fan of the MC genre. But what I found in reading, they're really fun, but they're not very deep. Most of the MC romances I've read, you could read like in less than a day. I wanted to write something where you would be immersed for a much longer period of time with lots of different threads to follow, as opposed to where it's very focused on the relationship with Dean and Vanna, but there are motorcycle club politics involved in the book. You know, I developed both main characters very thoroughly. That. I just found the genre to be lacking in a little bit of depth.
Because you put your
I wanted to make it deeper.
Yeah, you put your own little. This is what you want to read in a book, so that's
exactly
what you put into it, right? That's amazing. Yeah,
and that's a really good piece of advice for people who want to write. Write what you want to write, because there's no pleasing everybody. So why not just focus on you? I mean, you're the one putting in the work.
That's great advice. Yeah,
I think so.
What is the hardest thing about being an author?
Marketing.
Yeah, I find that a lot. Marketing.
Yeah, 100% marketing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like you have to sell yourself, right? And like, I get it.
Yeah,
it's hard. I don't mean like prostitution wise, but kind of like a little bit like prostitution wise.
Whatever works, right? Like,
it's tough, especially when you're like an introvert. You know, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
So 100% marketing.
Do you find that like, is there anything that like you've done that like has helped in the marketing department? A social media you use the most or anything?
You know, it's like throwing darts in the dark. You just hoping to hit. You know, like I haven't found anything to like really, really work. So. Man, I'm just winging it. I don't have any advice.
That's great, though. Winging it. I love that.
No, that's
just consistently keep posting and keep your fingers crossed, and maybe one day.
One day.
That's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
You throw shit at the wall and just hope it sticks.
Exactly. Hope something stinks.
Fake it till you make it. These are all of our mottos.
That's right. Are any characters based off people you know?
Yes. Viking, who is the funny guy.
Favorite.
Yeah, everybody loves Viking. Right? Viking is a huge fan favorite. And his book will be book 4. So I will be doing Viking story. When I was 15, my family and I went on this vacation to a dude ranch, and this group of bikers showed up. And at this dude ranch, when, supper time came, it was like a communal thing where you sat with other families at these long tables or whatever. But they expected you to come dressed, not fancy, but, appropriate, like church attire.
Semi-formal.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word. Good job. And they came in, wearing their cuts, and they were a very well-known MC, like international, probably the most well-known biker club.
Does it start with an H?
Yes, it does.
That narrows
So these guys come in, like these big, huge guys, and this little manager guy comes walking up to them and stops them and says, "Look, I know you guys just got here. We'll let it slide tonight. But when you come to dinner tomorrow night, I expect you to be dressed appropriately." I was like, the balls on this dude, right? So the next day, the lead biker, this guy was massive, and not like muscle massive, just like massive. He comes in wearing no shirt, titties out, with a black leather vest, and get this, a bow tie.
Oh my God.
I was like, that man is my hero. I will remember him forever. So that essence of that man is who I base Viking off of, even though Viking is like physically more attractive, looks like. I mean, his model is Kevin Creekman. That's who the cover model is going to be for Viking.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the movie version.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Like that's
Totally.
like who would play you in a movie? It's always someone that kind of resembles you but attractive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like
yeah.
you're the Wish version of that person.
Exactly.
Yeah, of yourself.
Totally. But yeah. And then my old boss, because I used to actually work in a metaphysical shop teaching Reiki classes and beginner witchcraft. My boss, Laura, I put her in the book too. She passed away probably right when I started writing the book. So I wanted to do something to like immortalize her in a way. So her character in my book is very heavily inspired by my friend Laura.
Well, I'm so
Sweet.
sorry about your friend, but that's a great, like, that's an amazing way to like pay tribute.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think she would like it. I think she would get a kick out of it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
For your novels, do you have like arc teams?
I've never done an ARC team. I've never had beta readers. I edit myself. I do the covers myself.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're a one-man band.
I do. I design all my merch.
That's great.
That's amazing.
No, that's
so
perfect.
like you're multi-talented.
I try.
No, that's really good. Are you a what,
Pantser or
pantser or
plotter?
a plotter?
I like to plot out all of the very main points I want to hit in the book. But then, you know, as you're writing a book, the characters do become almost alive to a point where you sometimes can't make them do something in the plan, and then they just fuck it all up. And you become a pantser in the midst of, you know, your psychosis that you're putting on the page.
You're a ploncer.
There you go. That works. Yes. I accept that.
Yeah, we've heard it from both sides, like, because we've had like I think this is like our 20th episode, so like we've had it where some people are like, no, I plot every little detail, and then we get somewhere it's like I can't plot. Every time I try to plot, it just never ends up that way. So yeah, so I always love to ask that question because every author has like their own kind of method to their madness.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely
Jessica
madness.
also likes learning new things about books, like the book world.
oh yeah, I just learned MC. If the C is for club.
Yeah, so when she learns something new, she like loves it. She just like always asks about it. So when she learned about Pantser and Plotter, like she was like, "Oh, I just learned this today. I need to ask this."
Aw,
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it
and
when
I
she gets
ask
excited.
everyone.
that's awesome.
It's become like a thing.
What do you think is harder, character development or world building?
Probably world building. My characters come to me pretty like vividly. Like I go like real in depth with my character building.
We could tell.
Yeah.
Yay! Yeah, so probably the world building. And I guess it would depend on what, like if it's first person, third person, like how you're telling the story. I would imagine that would influence, you know,
So
in a certain
you just
way.
mentioned first person, third person. How do you prefer to write, first or third?
I think first is easier because you can really, really get in to like that headspace of the characters and really put yourself in the situations that you're in. So when I write, I like to make you go through what they're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
if you
their
read the
process.
reviews on my book, you'll see so many people saying like how like frustrated they were, but that they fucking loved it. 'Cause, I mean, the way I write, you feel like you're there.
But no, that's what I just
Yeah,
said. Like when you were done reading, I was like, I literally pictured myself in those scenes.
That's awesome.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier about the drunk, like the perspective of like the drunk person. Because in your mind, you're like, I'm trying to whisper, but that's not what might be portrayed. But we are only seeing, like we're seeing from that person, right? So we're seeing like what. That's why I said I relatable. So,
well, my narrators, because it's also available on Audible, did a much better job than I did. So if you guys are into audiobooks, like that's the way to go.
That's awesome. How was it like finding narrators and getting like an audiobook out for you? Because a few of the authors haven't had audiobooks yet, so I don't really know.
I originally wasn't going to. Hang on, take a sip of water. My throat's drying up on me.
No, go for it. We've been drinking already.
They say that you should once you publish your book, you should go over to ACX and claim your book so nobody else can. Because then they could produce an audiobook and steal all your income. Like, it's just a hot mess to try to get Amazon to correct that situation. So for any new authors, even if you have no intention of creating an audiobook, sign into ACX, which is, connected to Amazon, and claim your shit because somebody else will. And then it's a nightmare. Anyway, so that's what I went to do. And then I was just like, how much could this really be? Because some of them will take royalty share where it costs you nothing up front. And some start as low as $50 per finished hour. And, it goes up to, pretty high for like the very well-known narrators. I all along heard the voices in my head of my characters. So it took me, and I'm very, very picky and specific. So I waited until I found Dean and Vana. And it probably took about 46, maybe 50 auditions from different narrators until I found the two. Well, I found the one. I found Vana. But what I really wanted was a modified duet. So a male always reading Dean's part, no matter whose perspective it was in, and a female always reading Vana's part, no matter whose perspective it was in. I felt like that would really portray the characters' connection and obsession with each other for them to not even mimic the other character's voice. That it would always be Paige Reisenfeld voicing Vana and PJ Freeborn voicing Dean, no matter whose perspective. Rewinding, I found Paige first, and I asked her if she had a male she could record with, because this was my vision, the Saviano method that I wanted for my book. And I invented that, by the way. Nobody did this before me.
Good for you.
And she was just like, I do have a guy. I'll have him audition, and if you like him, we'll move from there. So I kept my fingers crossed that I would like this guy that she works with. And he sent over his audition. And it was a freaky experience because his voice was Dean that I had in my head the entire time I was writing.
This is such a fate moment.
Oh, yeah. And oh my gosh, the signs, like she got out of her car to go to work one day and the name Dean was carved into the cement right at her as she stepped out of the car. There are characters in the book that are like names from members of their family. Like it's crazy. Dean is a Scorpio. Like the way Dean is described in the book is Paige's brother, like to a T. It's just the freakiest shit. So there were so many signs that the three of us were meant to come together and create this. It's just awesome. I wouldn't work with anybody else. They're the perfect narrators for.
Now I have to hear this audiobook. It's so hyped up now.
It's really good. Now it's long. It's 666 pages and 35 hours on audio. So if you're not into a long book where, you might want to pass. Just being honest. I don't like tricking people into reading shit. So
No, I find like the more in a book, the better. I just like my books meaty. Like I love a lot of detail in my books.
That's awesome.
So books that are like 25, 40 hours audio is perfect for me. I read them. Awesome. I don't like audio, so I would read 1,000-page books.
Right.
No problem. Never second guess it.
Yeah.
I just like the length of time it takes to read a book because I hate ending books because then I feel sad.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And it's like then I'm like, what book am I gonna start next? And it's just sad. It's a sad experience to finish.
A good book is never too long. you know?
Exactly. Yeah, we're like, yeah, more words, the better.
See, I don't think
more good words.
Yeah, good. Yeah, because some people just throw shit in there.
Right.
Yeah. So like coherent shit is the best.
Right.
Like I'm not a huge fan of novellas because they're so short, and I'm like, what was the point? Like,
yeah, I didn't get to know anybody. Yeah, I'm not a unless it's like a quick scary story where like we really don't need to know, like if it's just like something spooky, like I could read short like stuff like that, but yes,
exactly.
I miss those.
I still read them.
I just find like novellas like Hallmark movies. Like they're just like puff pieces. Like they're great when you're like a beach read or something, but when you want to like really pay attention.
Yeah, you want to feel something.
Okay.
Yeah.
In defense of Hallmark there's a lot of depth there.
Yeah, there can be.
You end up getting married at your cousin's wedding because the cousin's wedding didn't go off because her fiance cheated on her with an old maid and the maid was pregnant. And Joey Fatone is there. Sometimes that happens, and that's a lot of depth. Okay.
Sorry.
In defense of Hallmark movies, it's Christmas Wedding Planner. I watch it every year.
Christmas movie was this.
It's on Netflix. I'm just saying. Sometimes there's depth. Okay, don't clump novellas with Hallmark.
All right,
okay?
I'm sorry.
It's novella, then Hallmark movie. Okay.
I think we offended Jessica. My bad.
Okay, I'm just saying.
The sincerest apologies, truly.
We apologize to you and your love for your Hallmark movies. We're sorry.
Were there any like scenes too hard to write for this, or was it like you were writing a scene, you just had to like stop for a second, few days, and then get back to it, or just cut it all together?
The scenes where more of the abuse was described were a little hard to write. The biggest challenge in book 1 was I wanted the bad guy to have a death that has never been done before. So to think that up took a lot of time. Every time I had an idea, I would research it to see if I could find it anywhere in any kind of platform. And I never did. So I feel like I may have accomplished that in book 1. So far, everybody has said, like, yeah, I've never seen that before. So
now I want to see your Google search history because
I'm on list. I am on list.
Jessica's knock on the door, FBI.
Yes, especially with book 2 and 3 that I've written. Yeah, I am on lists for sure. 100%.
You can't even fly now. Just don't even bother walking into an airport. They're like, no, you're not getting here.
It's a good thing I'm like a homebody introvert because I'm not going nowhere.
That's even more of a red flag. Are you kidding?
Keeps to themselves, not social.
Unsociable, like stays home a lot.
Yeah. List.
I'm on all the lists. You need them. I'm on them.
Probably.
So besides like you write like MC and things like that, is there any other genres you would like to write for? Before I started Savior, I abandoned a book I was working on that I will probably go back to. It was a mafia romance set during like Prohibition era, which is like my favorite like era of mafia.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think.
Especially the style, like I just love it.
Yeah.
So probably a mafia romance. I don't know if that'll be a standalone or a series. I'll probably try my hand at paranormal, and I'm also working right now on a shorter novella, but it's connected to the Savior's MC universe. That's more of like a psychological thriller, but that is 2 girls telling the story. But I'm hoping to keep that one at like maybe 50,000 words, 60,000 words. So it's basically just what they're doing. And yeah, it's going to be a little psychological thriller.
Have you ever met another author, like a famous author?
An author? No, I don't think so. But I met Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That was fun.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. No authors. I don't think so. But I'm going to Simple Signing, so I'll be meeting a bunch there.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
I have Walking Dead Volume 1 signed by like 8 of the actors now, but I do not have him yet.
He's so nice. Oh, he was such a sweetheart.
Good. He'll sign.
He will sign anything, and he will hug the shit out of you. He's a big hugger.
Oh, awesome. Good. He's very daddy.
So daddy. Negan is daddy. I love Negan.
Yeah. So okay. Good to know, because I do have a few more I need.
Yeah, he's super sweet. You'll love him.
Perfect. So I'm out of questions.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know if you two have any more questions.
Who is your favorite author?
Probably. Well, my favorite book is Phantom by Susan Kay. I'm pretty sure she's only written. Well, I don't know how many she's written, but the only 2 books I know of hers that she's published under that name. I don't know if she has, other names that she publishes under. I haven't found anything, but I would have to say her. And I really enjoyed Motorcycle Man by Christy Ashley. Is that her name?
Oh, I don't know.
Christy Ashley. She wrote Motorcycle Man.
I just learned about motorcycles.
That's right. I didn't know about the whole thing.
It's a huge genre.
I'm now out of questions. So, Sonia, if you have anything.
My question is, besides for the YouTube people, we have like a nice little website going over on the screen. Are there any other social medias we can find you at? Where to find all your books?
Sure. I am on Amazon and Audible. Savior 1 and 2 are in Kindle Unlimited. I am probably not going to put any more in Kindle Unlimited because of the piracy issue and that fact that Amazon does nothing to protect authors at all. I am on TikTok at Jennifer Saviano _author. I am on Instagram at the_saviors_MC. And I think my Facebook is the Saviors MC book series. When I try to be active on Facebook, but I'm like constantly in Facebook jail. I'm like a hardcore Facebook felon.
Always.
Yeah, I am a Facebook felon. I can't even pay them to like boost posts. They don't even want my money. So
just like no.
Yeah. No, denied
dirty
forever.
It's dirty.
So,
You can sit with us. We don't like you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I be. And I have a website, jennifersaviano.net, where all of my trigger warnings are listed. So definitely check those.
That's perfect.
Which is scrolling down at the bottom of this video right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
And will be at the bottom in the description below, easily clickable.
Cool.
So yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Thank you.
I'm
so
glad
much
I got
for,
you wasted. That was a trip.
Yeah, I'm done my drink. So.
I know. I've said it like for a while. I didn't even have anything to sip. Well, afterwards.
When Vikings, the Vikings version, the 4th book possibly comes out, definitely hit us up again to come back on, because I'm very interested in hearing a chapter from Vikings' perspective.
Cool.
So
I'll do that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Cool. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. For our listeners out there, we will be taking about a 2-month hiatus, and then we will be coming back with Books and Booze. So just check all of our socials to hear up on that. And then, we'll bring you guys some more indie authors that we get to meet and interrogate. Yeah. Good night.
Good night.